Welcome to the 3-2 beginning of the guessing game. We're going to be covering the very beginnings of the guessing game. This is going to be a three-part kind of video series, and we're going to kind of develop this guessing game from scratch and in Scratch 2. So a quick little review. In the last lesson, we talked about messaging and how sprites can actually message to each other and how it's actually not seen by us as a user, but rather a kind of radio signal, if you will, that's going between things. We would use E and H whenever they're pressed. Alex would send a message saying for the elephant to either trumpet or the horse to rear up, whichever one was pressed, and that was specifically based off the message, not off of what Alex said in the actual Scratch. In this lesson, we're going to start programming the guessing game. The first sprite is going to have a secret number that no other sprite can access, only itself, and then the second sprite is going to go ahead and try and guess that number. The strategy that we're using for this is known as a binary search. Binary, again, meaning 2, 0 and 1. And it's going to use this yes, no, 0, 1, or no, yes, 0, 1 type strategy in order to figure out what a specific number is in this case. Just a simple idea of a binary search. The first step is to find the middle number of your data, then go ahead and find check if the desired number is in the greater half or the lower half. And we typically use this with is it greater than. You could also use is it less than. In this case, we're going to use is it greater than. If the desired number is less than the middle data, then is less than the middle number, then we search the lower half of the data for get closer. If it's in the larger half, then we do it in the larger half. We repeat this until we get to the desired number. So our guessing game strategy here is if we had a number from 1 to 20 and we choose a secret number, we divide that data in half and ask if the secret number is greater than 10. If the answer is no, then our numbers 11 through 20 are eliminated, only 1 through 10 are possible. If the answer is yes, then the numbers 1 through 10 are eliminated and only 11 through 20 are possible. Some of you might have just picked up how that was a little bit weird because how were we able to remove 10 as an answer? Because we said greater than. 10 is not greater than 10. So that would be a no answer. But we would be able to eliminate 11 through 20. We repeat this until we get our secret number. An example that we could do is we have George and Kate. George knows a secret number, and he asks Kate, hey Kate, guess the number between 0 and 20. Kate thinks, okay, my lowest number I can get is 0, my highest number is 20, and she goes 0 plus 20 is 20, divided by 2 is 10. Is it greater than 10? Now our secret number is 17. Kate doesn't know this, but George does. George says, yeah, the secret number is greater than 10. So she can now eliminate the numbers 0 through 10. And so Kate goes, okay, my lowest number could be is 11, and my highest number is 20. So she can go 11 plus 20, 31, divided by 2 is 15.5. Now we know these are whole numbers only. So she drops the decimal value. And she says, is it greater than 15? George says yes. Kate's able to go, okay, so it's not 50, it's not 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, it's either 16 through 20. She goes, okay, 16 plus 20 is 32, divided by 2 is, or 36, sorry, divided by 2 is 18. And she goes, is it greater than 18? And George says no, because 17 is not greater than 18. Kate thinks, okay, so my number is between 16 and 18. And she goes, 16 plus 18 is 34, there it is. 34 divided by 2, 17. She goes, is it greater than 17? Now, we know that the secret number is 17, but 17 is not greater than 17, so George replies with no. So Kate thinks, okay, my lowest number is 16, my highest is 17. She can go 16 plus 17, 33? 33. Divided by 2, there's a little typo there. That gives us 16.5. We drop the decimal, and she goes, is it greater than 16? George says yes. So now Kate can say, my low is 17, my high is 17, and now that my low is the same as my high, she can guess the number. Is the number 17? George says yes. Now, us as humans, we might have taken a little different approach to this, especially when we got to the 16 and 17 part. We probably would have been, is it 17, is it 16, is it 18, that type of situation. In this program, we're going to be using two types of variables. We're going to be using what are called global variables. These can be used at any part of the program by any sprite. These are utilized a lot in any type of coding situation. Global variables typically are things that don't really change because everything can access it and look at it and could potentially change it. And so global variables used a lot, but you should be careful with how much you use them in other programming languages. In this one, we're going to use high, low, and I didn't include it on this, but we're also going to utilize a program or a variable called guess. This is going to kind of help ourselves a little bit. On the flip side of global variables, we have local variables. These are only used in one procedure or by one sprite or by one kind of piece of the program. We're going to make one called secret, and we're going to be utilizing a thing that says for this sprite only. With that, no other sprite is going to be able to utilize it. Local variables, like if global variables are used a lot, local variables are probably used more in most programming. On a memory standpoint, global variables take up space. Local variables, they take up space, but for a very short period of time. While global variables, they hold that memory for the entire time the program is running. As you can guess, we want to avoid global variables when possible, and we want to try and utilize local variables. In Scratch, it's not so much an issue, but it's just something to keep in mind as we go through. We're going to kind of I'm going to walk you guys through all of this so that then you're able to do most of this, and we'll actually probably finish this part of the assignment together. So in this assignment, we're going to create the initial setup for developing our guessing game. We're going to create two sprites. They should face each other or something like that. They should have different costumes to appear to dance when the guess is correct. And we're going to start the program with a green flag. All right, let's go ahead and switch to here. So go ahead and start one. I was kind of messing around with some stuff before this, so that's why I was here. So I'm going to go grab myself another sprite. And I think Anina, I don't even know how to say her name. I think she has two. Scratch, I know, has two, so we're good there. Let's go ahead and when the green flag is clicked, I want him to be in this location. I want him to have this costume on, which is costume 1. Same thing with Nina, whatever. This, and then I want her to be in this location, and I want her to have this specific thing on. All right, yeah, click that a few times. Everything's good. Awesome. All right. Switch back to this. Initialize the costume location. We just did that. Now we're going to write a script for sprite 1. Oh, that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and make this unnamed sprite 1, and let's change Nina to sprite 2. This will help us just as we go along, so we can help kind of keep track of which one is which. It doesn't really make any problem, like coding wise. It's just a nice little thing for us to remember. All right. So the script for sprite 1, we're going to set global variables low to 1, high to 10. We'll probably need to make those variables. And for this sprite only, we're going to set the variable secret, and we're going to set secret to pick a random low and high. All right, let's get to it. So let's go make some variables. So in here under variables, I'm going to say, I'm just going to delete my variable, so it's not in my way. Make a variable, and this one I'm going to call low. And this is for all sprites because it's a global variable. I'm going to make one called high for all sprites. I'm going to make another one called guess. I told you guys about that one. It wasn't in that list, but we want it. And then we're going to make another one for this sprite only called secret. Now, oops, I made that on the wrong thing. I want that to be on Scratch. So I'm going to delete the secret variable, go to Scratch, and make one here. There we go. Now, the way I was able to tell that it was in the wrong one is that it said sprite 1 has this variable called secret. So only sprite 1 can see this variable value. All right, so we said that we want to do a couple sets. So we're going to set our low, we're going to set our high, we're going to set our secret. If we go to operators, we can pick a random. variables. We're going to grab low. We're going to grab high. We're going to make our low 1, our high 10. Now what's really cool about this pick random low to high, I can change the value of this high or this low, and it's going to dynamically change and automatically adjust, which is pretty nice. So I can click this. We can see that the secret's changing, though the low and the high are remaining the same. Awesome. All right. We did that. We're going to have it say guess a number between low and high. We're going to use some spaces to make this work. And we're going to broadcast make guess. All right, let's switch back. So under looks, I want to make it say guess a number between low and high. If I do this, oh, it says low and high. It doesn't say the actual name. The reason why is I need to go and grab in the operators thing, join. And what this does is this joins things together. Let's see if it's going to let me. There we go. Sometimes it's a little finicky. So I'm actually going to need 3 joins. The reason why is we're going to say guess a number between, we're going to have a number here and, like the word and then another number here. So I'm going to go guess a number between, and I provide a little space at the end here because this isn't going to automatically provide a space. So I'm going to go grab my low value, change the example to be space and space, then grab my high value. Let's hit the play button. Guess a number between 1 and 10. Awesome. All right, now I'm going to go into events, and I'm going to go grab the thing called broadcast. Don't grab the broadcast and wait, just grab broadcast. Click on message 1. We're going to change this to make guess. And it is important to kind of name your things in a way that makes sense. Guess a number, make a guess. Okay. I'm going to go over to, actually, I'll go back to our slides. And oops. Here we go. For sprite 2, we're going to start with when I receive make guess. The sprite will display the value of the variables low and high using say your low is low and your high is high. All right, let's go and do that. So sprite 2, when I receive make guess, I'm going to say for 2 seconds. Always, whenever we're doing anything with like kind of back and forth, we definitely need to use this say that has the time period on it so that then it kind of looks like it's actually talking back and forth. So we're going to say, and we're going to need some joins again. Doop, doop, and doop. Here low is in a space. We're going to go grab low. And then I like to have a period there. Your high is, and then we're going to put the high value. And we hit the play. Guess number between 1 and 10. Your low is 1, your high is 10. Awesome. Perfect. That's what we asked for. That's what we want. Hopefully this was helpful.